All right, y'all, we gonna try to budget today. Wait, who am I kidding? You know I ain't got no money up in my wallet, but I know a friend who can help you with that. Make sure you guys subscribe to our new friend, Brandee. She is an all-around lifestyle channel that teaches you about mental health, motherhood, and finances. Yes, finances. And did I forget to tell you that she has her own Etsy shop where she sells custom binders and envelopes? So make sure you guys subscribe now and also follow her on TikTok and Instagram. The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. My bad. I forgot to put myself on the screen. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How you living? How you feeling? How everybody doing out there? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And also, hold on, because you know they say always be begging for money. If you'd like to drop something in the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, definitely you can go ahead and do so. You don't have to, but you have to. You know, I always say, "Oh, you don't have to." No, shit, I ain't here for free. Damn it! I'm just kidding. Not really, but I'm just kidding, y'all. What's up, Casey? What's up, David? What's up, G Sawyer? What's up, Mina, the hardest working mod? Also, Wendy Lucas. What's up, Ann? Who else we got up here? Ashley. All right. Vegas girl, Nita. We got BB, Marie, Maria, Beauty for Ashes, Dina. What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming. Thank you. Shout out to everybody in the bushes, or if you're here in the chat, either or. I appreciate all of y'all. Let's get started. So a few days ago, I did get this hit from an insider that said they had this information. I kind of been pondering on this because I don't want it. I don't want my channel to seem like an anti Will and Jada channel. Like sometimes you don't want to get stuck because then everybody's just gonna watch for the Will and Jada stuff. And then like I was kind of seeing like it's been kind of quiet, and I've been seeing other people report stuff here and there, and I've been all like, nah, I don't think y'all have it right. But I think this insider that hit me up on my website, I think they have this right. What's being reported, so they're not in getting a divorce per se. However, Will is being pressured by his team and everyone else to get that divorce. He's basically being looked at as that he has to be thrown. He's throwing a Hail Mary. Now, if anybody knows football, basically, it's a pass that you make in desperation. That long shot, that long pass, that's a Hail Mary. And so basically his team is looking at him saying like, yo, you need to go ahead and get this divorce to try to save your career and really, try to get the ball rolling, because basically while he's on the spiritual retreat and stuff like that, they're not working. It's still left up in the air. As far as like his managers and stuff like that, I was told they still get, paid and stuff like that, no matter what. But it's all the little people that don't get paid. So everybody, it's still a tough time in this economy, and we need everybody working. And so they are looking at him to really make this career Hail Mary to finally just go through the divorce. And then, of course, he will be able to recoup the money. You know, he's worth 350 million, I believe it was. Somebody check that, 350 million. Uh, he could have just watched my reading. I told right. So it's being so allegedly, you know, he's being pressured into getting this divorce done. And of course he can always make the money back. So this is like a Hail Mary with his career in this whole divorce thing. Now, personally for him, he's still in the belief that he does not want to get a divorce because he's all about family and he wants this thing to work no matter what. You know, that's why they pounded and said bad marriage for life. And another thing that I learned, Will wasn't necessarily the one that wanted kind of like this open marriage thing. Will was not the one who said he wanted this. It was actually Jada. She said that she didn't want that conventional kind of wedding marriage, you know, monogamous. She wanted it to be open. So this was never a thing where he wanted to be open. He just wants a traditional marriage. It's more of Jada that wants the open kind of relationship, which it's nothing bad with that. I actually I was thinking I had to take a sip of water because I want to position this when I say this, but I would honestly like uh, a polyamorous relationship. I actually wouldn't mind that. And I could even be one of the many dudes in the relationship. It's not like I have to be the only dude with a whole bunch of women. Like I could be like one of the one dudes with one woman, and then she has a whole bunch of husbands. I actually would not mind that. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's crazy what I'm saying right now. I wouldn't mind it. And the reason why is because I feel like with those kind of relationships, you can have your own side relationships. And why not just keep everything open and keep it freaky, you know? Uh, I'm just kidding about the last part, but you know, it's a whole partnership kind. The way these polyamorous relationships are supposed to work, and now they're not polyamorous; they just do their own thing. But the polyamorous, it's more like a business transaction, which marriage is in general. But like you build upon something. That's the way that it's supposed to work. But what they doing is basically Jada is having her own dealings, he's having his own dealings and stuff like that. And there's no partnership. It's like literally living separate lives, which is different. They're not in a polyamorous relationship. Will and Jada are basically living separate lives. They're totally different. You know what I mean? It's crazy, that's the difference between what's going on with them. So yeah, so like I stated, what's going on is that currently like the people at the bottom are not working, so they're just hoping that he goes ahead with this divorce so they can get back on track because they feel like this will save his career. I think honestly, what's going on and him staying out the public eye, even though they're not working, with those, and here's another thing, with those kind of jobs in Hollywood and stuff like that, right? With those kind of jobs, they're one in a dozen, and like you have to really move around and stuff like that. It's just like when we're talking about Wendy Williams and like her production team, they have to go from job to job to job to job. And the reason why they're going over to the Sherry show is that because that's kind of like the Hollywood thing that you do. Like you just go on to another show like nothing ever happened. You got to keep working. You got to have something in your back pocket. I feel UH2. The problem is more people aren't honest about what they really want. Right, right, right. And I feel that if there's an agreement that, hey, I can have a relationship on, another relationship, and then you can have another relationship, I feel that I feel like it cuts out the cheating, and at least who the other person is sleeping with, and it's not necessarily like it's without getting diseases and all that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and thank you, Autumn's mom. I appreciate that. What family? They're not acting like a family, right? You're right about that. Poly relationship is basically for people to get through life easier. Six partners and one woman man is living free. Mm. Wanda said, "Why is the man always wants to have two women in their relationship, like the show Sister Wives? We need a show called Sister Husband, Brother Husbands." No, Wanda, I said I would be a brother husband. You know, I would not mind being a brother husband. As long as I can have like my own. Like I don't, I like that whole living inside one home. That's a little freaky. That's weird. Like I want my own separate home. Yes, and make sure you guys hit that like button, the notification button, and all that good stuff. Toria said, Will was out of the country. I do not think they will divorce. Whomever is pressuring them needs to mind their own business. Okay, so a lot of people are for the marriage. Okay. Let me ask you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and play a commercial, but let me ask you guys. Put a one in the chat if you think Will and Jada should stay together. Put a two in the chat. You think they should just go ahead and jump the gun and get that divorce. And we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back, y'all.
All right, y'all. We gonna try to budget today. Wait, who am I kidding? You know I ain't got no money up in my wallet, but I know a friend who can help you with that. Make sure you guys subscribe to our new friend, Brandee. She is an all-around lifestyle channel that teaches you about mental health, motherhood, and finances. Yes, finances. And did I forget to tell you that she has her own Etsy shop where she sells custom binders and envelopes? So make sure you guys subscribe now, and also follow her on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, we are a little mixed on this. Jay's the one not for the marriage. Right. Okay, I think there might be more ones, no twos. Wait, hold on. I think multiple people voted a whole bunch of times. I think that's why. That's why it's so confusing, because a whole bunch of people voted a whole bunch of times too. Get it over with. The end, the contract. Will, you can have whoever you want. Drop Jada like you did Chris. Sheila Black Love. Okay, I respect that. What's up, Nikki? Thank you for coming. It's not a simple AT2. It's up to what they want to do. Yes, and definitely, yeah. No matter what we say here, it's up to them. But however, if your partner is, well, let me just say it like this. F it. If your partner wants a certain kind of marriage that you don't want, this relationship was never going to work out. That's what we have to be honest about. Jada did not want the conventional kind of marriage. Will wanted the traditional kind of marriage. So it was never going to work out. And Will wanted to have a successful relationship because he did not see that. He wanted that successful relationship. So he was willing to do anything to have that kind of relationship, even if, Jada wasn't the right one. He was going to make it work because he already had one failed marriage under his belt. So that's what it is at this time. We got to be honest about it. That's what it is. He's in a marriage that he loves Jada. He wants to be with her. This is why there has not been any filing. But at the end of the day, it's not the kind of marriage that he wanted it. He is just going with the flow. That's what a lot of people aren't understanding. They said bad marriage for life, and they meant it. Them breaking up their family is not going to make people forget to slap someone if they just focus on their life and not Will and Jada's. Willie is a little freak as well. All the women. Wait, how you know he a freak? No, well, shit. I'm not looking to know if he a freak or not. So, hey, maybe he is. I don't know. How do you really know that? They didn't even raise their children traditionally. Right. But was it all him, or We got to weigh that option. Is it possible that Will does not want? Let me see. Right, Will does not want to divorce Jada is due to her being a beard and him. Oh, um, we don't know. Um, but he can rebrand after getting rid of what people consider a very toxic part of his life. That's true. I think people, and I hate to say that this is all Jada's fault because at the end of the day, he did what he did, and I'm not saying that it's gonna be all her fault. What's up, Devlin? Thank you for coming. It's not all her fault because Will has to answer to his own actions. However, a lot of times in Hollywood, when people are all eating off of you, you have that pressure to do things that you sometimes don't want to do. You know, you do not want to do certain things that you don't want to do. However, you got to keep the money still coming in and keep the money flowing and keep people employed. He needs to divorce her ASAP, go live, his life, go with his life, um, because he is with other women in that. Wait! You think he with other women? If you want, no one will. Let me go. Oh, let me go ahead and let Casey on. What's up, Casey? What you want to add to the
Yo,
conversation? What you
what it
think?
do? What it do? What it do, y'all? Basically, like, yeah,
Oh, you're breaking
I
up.
mean, 350. Oh, can you hear me now?
Oh, okay. Now you sound good.
Can you hear
Okay,
me
go
now?
ahead and repeat it.
Hold
What you were
on.
saying.
Okay, no, what I was saying is, Will need to go ahead and divorce Jada, give her what she wants, give her half, and just get back on top.
Right, right.
That's how I
I
see it.
think a lot of people said, "Oh, if they get a divorce, it'll be an ugly divorce." But when is divorce like peaceful?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right? Because I think some people are under the impression that it's going to be a Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, but I don't think they shit in the bed though. So I don't think it's going to that we know of. That we know
No,
of anybody
no,
shitting in the bed.
it's going to get ugly, but I doubt it's going to be the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation.
Right. All the smoke. What you want to add to the conversation?
I'll add this. Good afternoon, everybody. I will say this. You're right. It won't be like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. It'll be much worse because all their skeletons and everything will be unearthed. And I believe the children, they will also release as well. So when she says it's going to be a messy divorce, that means all bets are off. She's going to basically expose Will Smith for all of their dirty dealings. So it's like, if I go down, you're going down with me.
Oh, damn, that is crazy. So you think that it would be so you do think that it would be messy if they did get a divorce?
Absolutely. Look how she was just giddy and cross-legged talking about how she was in another entanglement with the cervix killer. So she really needs to like
Mm-hmm.
stop. She really needs to stop with the thing. I would not put it past her. Jada gives me, summer girl vibes.
I'm just cracking up with the cervix killer. Let me let Toria on here. Toria, now you all for marriage. So what's your opinion on this situation?
Hey, Smoke.
Hey, Toria.
I think that they should stay together because, as Smoke said, it would be a messy divorce because all the skeletons would come out.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get into this marriage. When they got into this marriage, they knew exactly what each other wanted. They've been together all these years and they raised their children, though it's not the way I would have raised mine, but
Mhm.
they do listen to their children what their children want. College isn't for every child. I wanted my girls to go to college, and my son was in college. My daughter did get a master's degree. She's working on her PhD now, but she's not even working in the field that we spent all this money for her to go to college for. and she's
Mm.
46 now.
Mm.
And that's really disappointing. I was just on the phone with her last night till like 2 a.m. Mom, I want to find another job. I hate my job. Because she deals with claims for death all the time, and it's just getting too much
True.
for her.
Oh
So,
yeah. I can't
and she
imagine
wants to
that
go
being fun. Like, no.
right, and plus she wants to go back into the work field out in public because she's been working from home for the past 3 years, and that's driving her nuts too. She's used to being in like an office setting, but
Oh, okay.
Will and Jada has always let their kids be themselves, though their minds are confusing sometimes because I don't know if Jaden is a girl one minute or a boy the next. He's a little confusing, and the daughter, I just shake my head about her sometimes.
I love
About
Willow.
Willow?
I like
I know
her.
Willow is the innocent one
I
out of
love
all of
the
them.
kids. Don't get me wrong. I love the kids. I think they're both good actors, like their parents. Um, I'm kind of disappointed that the 2 Netflix films are being put on hold right now because I did want to see their movies. I
Mhm.
think if people in the media stop talking about the damn slap, then maybe these companies will go ahead and get back to normal and release these films. They done spent a lot of money on these films. They got to be released sooner or later to recoup some of their money back. If Will
Right.
never made another movie, he would still have money. They're not like us, you
Yeah,
know.
like I said, it's the little people that that we're concerned about. Will is going to be fine no matter what. It's everybody else that worked on the film or works in Hollywood. That's the problem.
Wait, so
Right.
how does
They
the pay
need
how does the pay scale work at Hollywood? Do they not get their money until after the project is completed and released?
That's
No, you
exactly how it is.
something.
Sometimes.
Oh, go ahead, Casey. You can answer that
Uh,
actually.
sometimes you get it before, sometimes you get it after. It depends on the person per se.
Oh wow.
and what production company and everything they use too.
Right,
Which
right,
he
right.
which he owns himself too.
Yeah, and then a lot of these jobs also are unionized too. Like you just can't like go for an audition sometimes. Like if you're not in that the SAG, the SAG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah, if you're not in that, some things you can't. Even reality shows you can't audition for. Like
But
they
sometimes
look
they
for
can.
actors sometimes.
No, but they if they like you enough, they can, I guess, give you a non-union contract and then give you the option to join afterwards. So it can
Right, right,
depend, but
right.
from what you're right and what you're saying, like more than likely, if you're not in the union, it can be hard to like break into certain projects.
Right.
Right.
And Autumn's mom, what you want to add to the conversation? I'm sorry I didn't introduce you when I brought you up.
Hey everybody.
Hey, all this
Here
love.
I go again trying to defend Jada. But once again, because I have to defend women because people just come out and tell these stories and then we hear quote unquote they said this or they said that. Who's the they? If you're not going to tell me your name, how you're affiliated, how you got this information, I don't particularly care about what you had to say. I'm going by what I've heard come out of Will's mouth and Jada's mouth. They said bad marriage for life. So from that, I'm going to take it that they're going to stick in it. If they decide to change their minds and do something different, then that's up to them. Other than that, for some reason we seem to blame women for everything. On another subject with the Kevin Samuels thing, the woman tried to help him. Somehow she a murderer. She's this, she's that. Even in death, it becomes a woman's fault. It's always our fault for everything that goes wrong. And I don't understand it because it's easy to do. That's what it is.
That was deep.
Right. So do you feel that Jada doesn't have any responsibility in what's going on?
I think they both do because they're both adults. And just like you stated at the top of this, you might be open to a certain kind of relationship.
Yeah,
And if you're
polyamorous.
right, and if you're open to that and you're honest with whomever decides to get with you, and that's something you agree upon, other people might look at it and say, hey, he must not have wanted this, or he talked this person into that, and that's not what they want. Anybody could reconform what you said, even though you both know y'all agreed to that. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
why does there necessarily have to be blame? Y'all might have went into it willingly, didn't realize the complications and the bumps that have come along the road and everything else, but you're in it now. So deal with it. Because a lot of us have unconditional ways of thinking that other people may not agree with, but it's okay. Nobody else has to live my life besides me.
I
You
agree.
know, Black Honeybees is so funny because I've been telling her she sounds like Faith Evans the longest time, and nobody
You
has
said
been
that from the
believing me
first day I
except
met
you.
you. You really
You
did.
do. You do.
Every
Certain
time I
words
hear
you
her talk, I
say.
just want to be like,
Yep.
soon as I get home, I'll make it. Every time I hear her song, I just want to sing that song. But no, I don't. I do appreciate that you mentioned that, because it does seem that we're blaming the woman. However, Will had to agree to that. Now, did he know what all of this was going to encompass? No, but he did agree to this. So, like, it's not like she tricked you or forced you. You agreed to it.
Correct. Correct.
Well,
And they're adults. It's not like they were children and someone strong armed you, this, that, and the third. And at the end of the day, they have enough money to go around. So I don't even think that a divorce necessarily would have to be that messy if they did it the right way, because it's enough for both of them. Because if you
Will
can
has
have
enough
what,
for both of them.
huh?
Will has
right.
enough for both of them. He's the breadwinner in the relationship.
No,
Jada got a
those
little
two
bit of
people,
money. And
I'm gonna
BB,
say
thank you
those
for
two
the
people are married.
9.99.
So
I appreciate that.
what's his is hers, and what hers is his. So it's theirs, whether we like it or not. That's their
Mm.
money at this point.
But there's one
Period.
person's name on the paycheck for each movie that's done,
It
which is usually
it
Will's.
guess what?
So let's call a
Guess
thing a
what?
thing.
It don't matter. That's what it
Oh,
don't matter.
Casey wanted to say something. Go ahead, Casey.
I mean, basically, okay, yes, it's Jada's fault. Yes, it's Will's fault, but it's also the little schoolgirl August's fault, because nobody would have been talking about the situation if August didn't open up his mouth first. Let's
True.
let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, he did. He
You're right.
opened up the floodgates for all this because, it was rumored a long time ago that they had like this open marriage kind of thing, but we never knew until August said like, "Oh yeah, we was together and we was this," because he was like he was like a scorned woman. He
Schoolgirl.
decided to put it out there that, "Oh yeah, we had a relationship and we're doing this and that," and so, like, yo, you were supposed to keep your mouth shut. But that's also Will and Jada fault, because when you have like those relationships and shit like that, and this is for anybody out there cheating or in an entanglement, you supposed to pay off the other person or make sure they
Sign
sign an
the NDA.
NDA. That's how you
Sign an
cheat.
NDA. Yep.
But NDA is
Right.
not always ironclad, though. That can always be argued in court. And we see it happen all the time in Hollywood. People sign NDAs and they be talking about whose coochie they licked and whose dick they sucked.
But who want to come up against Mr. Box Office
You're right.
in court
And then
though?
another thing that August did, that people, when they tell the story, I always am a firm believer, tell the whole story. And he did. He did say that Will gave him his blessing, and Will said that they were on a break at that time. People seem to forget those two aspects of it, that it wasn't
Mm,
like he was blindsided by it, like he didn't know what was going on until we knew what was going on. He was fully aware of it. So if he didn't care, why am I going to care?
right. And you know what the funny part is? That whole red table talk thing, when they had to end up talking about it, that seemed like that was a Hail Mary to me, because it seemed like, oh shit, now we gotta actually speak out and be on top of it. I think if they just had ignored it and just kind of left it open, I think that would probably had saved a lot if they just completely ignored it. Because then when Jada started talking about it, it kind of made you look at the situation like something ain't right about this. If they just kind of left it like August was talking, because at the end of the day, August Alsina, he had a few songs. I can't name them, but he had a few songs. But other than that, nobody really knew who August Alsina was. I don't think he was pop culture,
But AT2, let me say this to you. I agree with you. I'm a firm believer in silence, say nothing, right? But I was saying that even with the Wendy Williams situation that's going on, I say, well, why does she have to come out? Why does she have to say something? She released one video that wasn't good enough. They said, well, she needs to come out and do more than her just being on the beach. Then she did a little bit more. That wasn't good enough. Then she just came out and totally embarrassed herself. You know what I mean? Now, that did no good for her whatsoever. Now, pretty much there's no doubts that that woman's not ready or whatever your opinion is of that. But had she been quiet, people still was insistent, we need to hear from you. You need to say something. We want to hear what you have to say. So I think that they were in a lose-lose situation. Someone was going to say something regardless if they kept quiet or said something.
Or August would have pulled out them text messages or them videos they have, allegedly.
Oh, Lord, not the videos. I want to ask Toria. Toria, do you believe in kind of like the old school marriage that you stay together no matter what's going on? Or if it's a bad situation, should you leave?
Right.
Now, the only way I see you leaving is for domestic violence.
So even with cheating, you would say stay.
If it's a one-time thing, but
okay,
knock on wood, I've never in 37 years had to go through that.
Oh, that's
And
good. That's a blessing.
I am so truly blessed.
You're a
My
rarity.
man went to work every day and came straight home from work. And how I know he came straight home from work is because I seen that pay stub every week and I seen the hours he worked. So after the first couple years of that, I stopped looking. I know it's in the bank at all times, all the banks. I know where all the money is. My name's on everything. If he leaves this earth tomorrow, I'm well off. If I leave this earth tomorrow, he's well off. We're good. 37 years. Now, don't get me wrong. We've had arguments, but our arguments, we've always made the agreement, never go to bed angry. And we didn't. And when there were times that we couldn't talk to each other because, you say things in the heat of the argument that you don't mean, and you can say you're sorry for it, but that person can't forget what you said. So during those times, we wrote each other a letter. I would leave him a note on the table before he went to work, or he'd leave me a note before he went to work. And that went on, I'm going to say early on in the relationship, within the first 5 years, because we had got to the point where we just couldn't agree on anything. And instead of, like I said, saying a whole bunch of things to each other that you can't take them back. And I get angry with people when I tell them this. Think about what you say before you say it. I know it's hard when you're arguing, but just be quiet. Diffuse the situation. Just walk out of the room. Walk away from the situation, because you cannot take back what you say. You can't take it back.
I agree with that.
That's true. My grandmother used to always say, your mouth is going to be the death of you. Your mouth is going to be the death of you. And I still haven't learned.
Girl, in school, when I was growing up, my teacher gave me the nickname Chatterbox because I would finish my work early and I had to be messing with see what somebody else was doing. So I know I would always my teacher said I would succeed in working for politics, doing something in politics or something, because I had the gift for gab and I was always talking, always wanted to learn something. If I didn't know it, if you asked me a question and I ain't know it, the next day I'd have the answer for you because I would go research it
Yeah.
until I'd get the answer. And I'm still like that to the day. If there's something I don't know, and like, I'm an older person and I like to stay current with you younger people. And that's why I follow certain people like you, King Payne. And then I got my older crowd, Miss Sylvia and stuff. We got to get our prayers in and everything.
Yeah.
But I like to keep current. Like, by me being Italian and my husband being black, our neighbors used to crack up because when they thought my husband was playing the rap music in the house. When I get
and it was
cleaning,
you.
and I was the one playing Tupac and Biggie and Shoot 'Em Up, and he was listening to country, and they thought it was me. I'm like, oh hell no, I ain't listening to no country.
That's funny. I love that.
Mob Deep, and it was just funny. But I think Will and Jada is gonna make it, because if people would stay out their business and stop screwing, I bet you Will is so sorry he ever slapped Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, I know he regretting that. Yeah,
this is why all this is going on, because of that one mistake. And I see people still talking about this for the next couple years until we find something else. Because I don't hear people talking about Johnny Depp and them that much. And even though that is crazy relationship there.
Yeah. You know what? I know for me, the reason why I don't talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation a lot is because you have all these lawyer channels and they have been covering this, and you barely get anything, and everybody will go to those loyal channels. When it came to Jussie Smollett, like, that was lucrative, but with the Amber Heard, all these lawyers on top of it, I think they seen that how the Jussie Smollett stuff went down, and they're like, oh shit, we're gonna start doing what these YouTubers are doing, and so now they taking money from us, so F them. But all the smoke, let me ask you,
I don't like Johnny Depp. I ain't never liked that white boy. I ain't never liked none of them Pirates of the Caribbean. So I don't care what's going on with them.
Now.
I forgot all about this case, because didn't this happen before COVID? And then like so much stuff has transpired since it originally took place that once the trial came up, I'm like, I forgot what the merits of the case was and couldn't get into it.
Me neither. I didn't care. So I was like,
No, I watched.
Right. What about you, All the Smoke? Do you care about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing?
I do. I just want him to take her money and for her to not be in the next Aquaman, because that sister, like, she was giving the performance of a lifetime on that stand the last 2 days. And I was like, now I see why we don't know about your acting career and why you didn't have as many lines in Aquaman to begin with, and you just look pretty.
Yeah, my dog stepped on a bee and she did this ugly face. Like, oh, and like, you're kind of like, what?
You think like, she's pretty? I don't find her attractive at all.
Well, I'm just saying, like, she's like, I guess she would be considered commercially pretty. If you're asking personal pretty, I feel like her behavior makes her ugly. So it's like, yeah, you may look pretty physically, but like your soul just reads very dark to me. And I'm like, sis.
Right. Her soul is dark. It's very dark. It's evil. You can just tell. Casey, let me go ahead and let you get the last word in. Final thoughts as far as Will and Jada, and do you ever see like the slap situation going away quickly, or do you think we're gonna be talking about this for at least the rest of the year?
No, I think it's gonna go away once everybody stop talking about it. Like, just let it die down, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think by this summer, we should know if, confirmation, if they do decide or they come out and talk about it. I think we'll know. I think right now everybody's being kind of quiet, and so it's just hearsay and things that we're hearing and information that we're getting. So once everything kind of dies down, I think that's when, and especially when he goes back to work, because it'd be like, oh, he's back working, like, okay, well, shit, we ain't got nothing to say no more. So I think once that happens, it'll be over.
Get Barbara Walters out of retirement, or get Oprah, have Will sit down. do the interview. That's it. Stay away from the red tape because that red tape was toxic.
Nah, Gail is the girl. Gail's that girl now.
Oh,
She's the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that gets
Gail,
those
yeah.
exclusive
Oh yeah,
interviews.
everybody's going to Gail now. Yeah,
Because she'll get
Gail is
all the
getting all
details
the
we want to
interviews.
know.
I think it'll go away soon. Let these gas prices keep going up and the price of beef and pork in these grocery stores going up. People gonna have a lot of other things to worry about than on Will and Jada, okay?
Yeah. On the next episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2, we're gonna talk about this inflation. But
Ooh,
thank you
Yes.
guys for coming on though. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah,
You
have
as
a
well.
good one,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Smoke.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, baby.
Bye, Toria. Have a good one. All right, y'all. I love my panel today. Thank you guys for coming up. We will be back later today with more interesting stuff going on. I want to talk about that Vicky White lady. You know, she ended up passing away because she shot herself. Like, I want to talk about that. Like, because I'm all like, yo, basically, this woman probably plotted this whole thing. I don't think the dude put her up to any. We're going to talk about it when I come back. I'm just going to give y'all my opinion at the end of the day. But make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you to everybody who super chatted, super stickered. If you sent the Cash Out, PayPal, or Venmo, I will thank you later. I appreciate everything. And thank y'all just for rocking with your boy AT2 and supporting me. I love every single one of y'all. We out of here, though. Deuces. And where the hell is the outro so I can get the hell up out of here? Here we go, y'all.